Good morning, children. I am here again with a new chapter of history. My dear students, we have studied in our previous chapter that the last ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, Ibrahim Lodi, was defeated by Babur in the first battle of Panipat in AD 1526. And this victory of Babur laid the foundation of Mughal rule in India. Children, today we are going to start a new chapter from history, the Mughal Empire. First, now let's see who were these Mughals. Children, the Mughals were the descendants of two great dynasties. From their mother's side, they were the descendants of Genghis Khan, while from their father's side, they were the successors of Amir Taimur. Now, we have already studied about them in the previous chapter, but the Mughals felt proud only of their Timurid ancestry. Mughals enforced a new administrative system of governance and they ruled for more than 2 centuries. Let us know more about the first 6 Mughal emperors who were also known as the Great Mughals. Babur. The first Mughal emperor was Babur. He ruled Fargana in Central Asia at a time when the Lodi kings were ruling over the Delhi Sultanate. Children, the local rulers invited Babur to come to India and defeat the Lodis. Babur had heard a lot about the wealth of Hindustan and thought that it was a good opportunity to expand his kingdom. Then, in 1526, Babur met Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat. The Lodi army was many times bigger than that of Babur's, but he had a battle-hardened cavalry and an efficient artillery and was able to defeat Ibrahim Lodi and conquered Delhi and Agra. The next year, he defeated Rana Sanga of Mewar at Khanwa. 2 years later, he defeated the Afghan chiefs at Ghaggar. And these 3 battles secured Babur's position in North India. You know, children, Babur was a brilliant general. He was also an accomplished poet and writer. His autobiography is called Tuzuk-e-Babari or Babarnama. In it, he has described the physical features, climate, animals, birds, flowers, fruits, and the life of the people and the places he visited. He has also written about his life in detail, and this Babarnama was written in Turkish language. Children, Babur's eldest son Humayun became the king after his death. The other sons of Babur, Kamaran, Hindal, and Askari, they were given charge of smaller areas. You know, children, the name Humayun means fortunate, but the second Mughal emperor had many problems from the start. First, kingdom was still without a proper system of administration. Second, his brothers were dissatisfied with the territories that they had been given. And the third, the kingdom was under threat from all sides. The Rajputs, Bahadur Shah, the ruler of Gujarat, and Afghans were preparing to fight Humayun. Sher Shah and Afghan king had established a powerful kingdom in eastern India and wanted to expand it towards northern India. In 1532, Humayun and Sher Shah met on the battlefield for the first time. Humayun won and captured the fort of Chunar. In 1434, Humayun defeated Bahadur Shah and captured Gujarat and Malwa. However, Humayun did not have time to build upon his victories. Sher Shah regrouped and defeated Humayun at Chausa in 1539 and Kannauj in 1540. And you know, children, he chased Humayun out of his own kingdom. Humayun escaped to Persia and spent the next 15 years in exile. And during this time, the Sur Empire under Sher Shah reigned supreme in India. But in 1555, Humayun returned to India. Sher Shah had died and the Sur Empire had become weak. Humayun fought and recaptured the territories which he had lost and became the Mughal ruler once again. But the very next year, he fell from the steps of his library in Sher Mandal, which is in Purana Kila, and died a few days later. And he was succeeded by his son Akbar.